Live from WJZ 13, this is Baltimore's news station. Now, Eyewitness News.
A sudden blast rocks a quiet Baltimore County neighborhood, placing the lives of area residents, firefighters, and police in jeopardy. And good evening, everyone. I'm Katie Lahan. Here's what people are talking about right now. Drama and destruction in Baltimore County. An explosion destroys 2 homes, trapping 2 firefighters inside. Eyewitness News first told you about this breaking story at 6:30 tonight. The blast happening in the 500 block of Chalcott Square in Essex. Eyewitness News has been on the scene all evening long. Adam May standing by live right now with the very latest. Adam.
Yeah, Katie, right now emergency crews here trying to determine what caused this explosion that sent 7 people to the hospital. Scene after 2 homes explode with people and firefighters inside the duplex on Chalcott Square in Essex.
The call was initially received as a reported odor of gas inside.
At least 3 or 4 firefighters inside when it exploded.
Neighbors who shot this home video and saw the explosion happen say the homes literally burst into pieces.
The 2 houses just blew up, and one of the firefighters shot out the upstairs window.
But 2 other firefighters were trapped, buried in debris. An advanced rescue team used search dogs and their bare hands to dig for the firefighters. After an hour, both are found conscious and talking, rushed to shock trauma by medevac helicopter.
Fortunately, they were caught in what we call a void space in the collapse. And a void essentially is where debris comes together and forms some structural integrity or a pocket around the firefighters.
When the house exploded, debris went flying across the street. One witness says a person was driving this van. It was going down the road, picked up, moved to this location, all the windows blown out.
The wind from the impact blew our windows in and gashed her neck open.
There was also a man, one of the homeowners, who was hurt and trapped inside his home for a brief while.
We're not certain what happened for sure, but in all probability it met an ignition source, which then caused the gas explosion. An explosion felt for blocks.
Those 2 look like a bomb there's nothing left.
Nothing on the scene of what emergency crews technically called a mayday. And here's the latest information, a breakdown on the injuries. There were 4 firefighters hurt in this explosion. Some of them did have burn injuries. Also, 2 residents in this area were hurt by flying debris and 1 police officer. We are told that none of the injuries are life-threatening. Now, coming up all new a little bit later in this newscast, we will have some more interviews with witnesses to this explosion, and we will also share some amateur video of some of the firefighters actually being pulled out of the debris. Katie, that's the latest from here. Now back to you on TV Hill.
Adam, thank you for that live report from Essex, Baltimore County. Just about a year ago, another gas explosion blasted that very same Essex neighborhood. Take a look at the scene last September in the 500 block of Wellbrook Road. That's just right around the corner from Chalcott Square. The blast destroyed 1 townhome and caused severe structural damage to 2 others. Investigators say the man who lived inside of the home smelled gas, apparently forgetting he turned on the gas stove. That man suffered 2nd-degree burns to his face and body. Be sure to check in with Eyewitness News for live team coverage of the gas explosion in Essex, Baltimore County. Coming up in about 12 minutes, all new, another live update from the scene. The latest now in Iraq, where American forces suffer their highest number of casualties since major combat ended. 16 soldiers are dead after their helicopter is shot down in central Iraq. Americans were warned, and the warnings proved real. Witnesses say a surface-to-air missile brought down a 10-ton Chinook transport helicopter in a Fallujah cornfield west of Baghdad Sunday. It was the deadliest strike against U.S. forces since they invaded Iraq in March. 16 died, and at least another 21 were injured. All were headed back to the U.S. for some rest and relaxation.
It was a terrible day. In war, there are going to be terrible days.
And the day only got worse. Just a few miles away, Iraqis celebrated in the streets after a roadside bomb killed 2 American civilians working for the army. Another roadside bomb killed a U.S. soldier in Baghdad. Despite the mounting death toll, Army leaders remain committed to rebuilding Iraq.
This will not be a hindrance to us. We will continue our mission here, and when it's time to go home and our mission is complete, we will go home.
Some of the troops that died came from Fort Carson, Colorado, Fort Campbell on the Kentucky-Tennessee border, Fort Sill, Oklahoma, and Fort Hood, Texas. These soldiers just arrived home from Iraq and worry they may have lost friends.
I can be happy with my family, but how will those people who just lost their family members want to feel? So I just don't know how to feel.
Through a spokesperson today, the president says, quote, those killed served the highest cause to defend freedom and protect Americans from dangerous new threats before they reached our shores. Stay with Eyewitness News for team coverage of Iraq after Saddam Hussein. You can count on us for the latest from Baghdad to Washington. Back here in Maryland, a simply perfect weekend comes to an end. Let's take a live look from the WJZ Tower Cam. You can see things remain very calm on this mild Sunday night. Just how warm did it get today? Meteorologist Brooks Tomlin is live with the updated conditions from First Warning Weather. Hi, Brooks.
Hey, good evening, Katie. Good evening, everybody. It wasn't like early November. It was more like a late summer day. Take a look, folks. It wasn't a record high, but once again, we nearly made it to 80 degrees. 78 degrees was our official high at BWI Airport. Right now we're at 59 degrees, calm winds. Looks like we could see some more pleasant weather, but you know the trend is going to end. I'll have the full forecast coming up in just a couple of minutes. Katie?
All right. Thank you, Brooks. We have new information tonight on a deadly double stabbing in South Baltimore. We have the latest now for you in this Eyewitness News update. As Eyewitness News first reported last night at 11, it happened at about 10:45 at the Cherry Hill Shopping Center in the 600 block of Cherry Hill Road. Investigators say 2 juveniles were stabbed. Tonight, one of them is dead. There's no word yet on the condition of the second victim. At this hour, a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old are in custody, and police say charges are pending. Testimony resumes tomorrow in the trial for serial sniper suspect John Allen Muhammad. Prosecutors have been using startling pictures and very emotional testimony from survivors and relatives of sniper victims to help build their case. But some legal observers say the graphic evidence could give defense attorneys grounds for an appeal. However, prosecutors say they're simply attempting to show the jury how Muhammad terrorized the community during that sniper spree last fall. Muhammad is on trial for the death of 52-year-old Dean Myers, who was gunned down at a Manassas, Virginia gas station. Eyewitness News will be in the courtroom for every development of the Muhammad trial. You can count on us for team coverage all this week from Virginia Beach. Tonight, the Episcopal Church has its first openly gay bishop. Gene Robinson was consecrated earlier today in a landmark ceremony that has split the church and could bring worldwide changes for the denomination. Pro and anti-gay activists demonstrated the appointment, while many parishioners inside voiced their concerns.
The physical and spiritual health consequences of such behavior are devastating. There are approximately 6,000 images of a loving God in this arena. Both reason and love would tell us that persons made in that loving image could not rightly engage in, bless, or consecrate such behavior.
Some say the elevation could cause the biggest split since the denomination was founded in 1789. So what do local parishioners and Episcopalians think about today's ceremony? Sharon Lee has reaction now from local churchgoers.
Reverend Gene Robinson consecrated in New Hampshire. Now the divorced father of 2 in a homosexual relationship for 14 years is the first openly gay bishop of the Episcopal Church.
It was a decision made for the Episcopal Church, but it was done without regard for the rest of the Anglican Communion.
The Episcopal Church, the American branch of the more conservative worldwide Anglican Church. Divisions about Robinson between the two and within, clear even at local levels.
I'm completely against it, completely.
If you are hating other people or judging other people because of their sexual orientation, that's ridiculous.
For some, the issue, inclusion. For others, strict biblical guidelines for a leader.
It hurts my heart. I don't see how we could really do anything different.
I want us to separate. I don't want to belong with that group.
The traditional American Anglican Council has begun forming a network of dioceses. Some predict between 10 and 12 will break away from the church. Reverend Gene Robinson had said he would not step down unless God specifically tells him to.
If I cause this amount of dissension, I would step down because I don't believe that you should cause such pain.
And while some feel joy, some feel pain.
We will pray with them and hope that they will stay and be a voice and talk with us and let everyone else hear how important the gospel is to us.
Does this move hinder your ability to do that?
Yes, it does.
Sharon Lee, WJZ Eyewitness News.
The Episcopal Church has 2.3 million members. Episcopal gay activists say that declining number could increase as Bishop Robinson attracts more homosexual members. Police continue to ask for your help tonight in the search for a missing boy with Maryland ties who is considered to be in extreme danger. 13-year-old Marquise Jobs disappeared after his mother was murdered in her Chesterfield County, Virginia home last week. He may be traveling with her boyfriend, his name 28-year-old Anthony Rankin. He is suspected in her murder. Now, police believe Rankin has associates that he may be trying to contact in Maryland. If you see Rankin or the teenager, please call 911. Well, it is a welcome return home for hundreds and hundreds of homeowners in Southern California evacuated because of those deadly wildfires there. Eyewitness News has the latest as firefighters work to contain the blazes. Kelly Kobiala reports.
They're packing up and going home. An early blast of winter helped fire crews save homes in Big Bear, California. And after 5 days in cramped quarters, evacuees couldn't be happier.
I cannot wait to go home.
It's been nice here, but it's nicer at home.
Unless, of course, your home is no longer standing. 3,400 houses were leveled by wildfires, 750,000 acres scorched, 20 people killed. But fog, cooler temperatures, rain, and snow have stopped most of the destruction. Only 5 of about a dozen fires are still out of control. As the flames die down and some firefighters are sent home, about 12,000 remain in camps like these and on the fire lines.
It was obviously on fire.
Crews insist the fires are not gone, just laying low beneath tree trunks and underbrush. So firefighters are using this lull to cut a 30-mile fire line. Hot Santa Ana winds are expected to blow in again early this week. Kelly Kobiala, CBS News, Los Angeles.
All told, the fires have destroyed more than 3,400 homes and are responsible for 20 deaths. Still ahead on WJZ's Eyewitness News, pulled from the rubble. Eyewitness News shows you what happened just seconds after 2 homes are destroyed in an explosion. Also ahead, courthouse shooting caught on tape. Hear from the victim as he speaks out about what happened just seconds before the shots were fired. Also tonight, an unexpected crash at a presidential stop. Find out why the woman behind the wheel could now face charges. And can we expect record heat tomorrow? Can you believe this? Brooks updates the first warning weather forecast coming up.
You're watching Eyewitness News with Katie Lahan, Brooks Tomlin with first warning weather, and sports with Stan Saunders. The Eyewitness News team on WJZ 13, Baltimore's news station. Mornings, Don Scott and Marty Bass. Breaking news, traffic, first warning weather, and much more. Eyewitness News on WJZ 13, Baltimore's news station.
At Romano's Macaroni Grill, our chefs toss succulent shrimp and grilled chicken with penne pasta, then bake it in a creamy Parmesan sauce. Try to resist our penne rustica, only at Romano's Macaroni Grill. Into our kitchen and into our heart.
Every day you see more and more Toyotas on the road because Toyota offers more choices. 17 models for 2004, including the all-new 8-passenger Sienna and the 2004 Toyota SUVs, including Sequoia with room for 8, gas-thrifty RAV4s, award-winning Highlanders, and the biggest, best-equipped 4Runners ever.
Now's the time for great introductory values at Toyota.
More choices, better choices. Toyota.
Hey guys, welcome to Jiffy Lube. Nice car.
It's not a car, it's the Bearmobile.
Yeah.
It takes care of us, we take care of the Bearmobile.
Every 3,000 miles. Don't worry, fellas, the Bearmobile's in good hands.
Make sure you make it to your next road game. Trust your car to the top team in the business, the J Team.
Bearmobile is good to go.
Thank you.
All right.
Bear stink! Get that chicken!
Jiffy Lube, the well-oiled machine.
There's always something irresistible in the kitchen at Romano's Macaroni Grill.
What are you girls giggling about?
Like a rich, savory penne rustica, only at Romano's Macaroni Grill. Into our kitchen and into our heart.
We'd like to update you now on that story we've been reporting all evening long. 2 homes completely destroyed by an explosion in Essex, Baltimore County. Eyewitness News is live on the scene right now, and Adam May has more on what area residents saw just seconds after the blast. Adam?
Yeah, Katie, it's absolutely amazing. In fact, we just checked, and there are now bulldozers already up by those homes, and they'll get to work tomorrow. But first, we want to update you and let you know that 7 people were injured in this natural gas explosion, including 4 firefighters, 1 police officer, and 2 civilians. Also, a number of residents in the area actually saw the whole thing happen. Two homes explode in Essex. The cause, natural gas. People in the neighborhood actually see it happen right after firefighters went inside the duplex.
Debris everywhere. The glass, everything flew out everywhere, and the houses kind of collapsed on the inside.
We saw like wood chips and stuff fly, and then we saw a black cloud, and we saw a firefighter shoot out. It was unbelievable.
Two firefighters were trapped in the debris for more than an hour. Eyewitness News has obtained this amateur video of one of the firefighters being pulled from the wreckage and being rushed to shock trauma.
They were caught in what we call space in the collapse, and a void essentially is where debris comes together and forms some structural integrity or a pocket around the firefighters.
And people out here at the scene are saying it is absolutely amazing. None of the injuries are believed to be life-threatening, but some of the firefighters do have burn injuries. Also, residents now being allowed to go back to their homes here on Chalcott Square. The cleanup will begin in the morning. Katie?
Let's hope those burn injuries aren't so bad. Thank you so much, Adam May, reporting live from Essex, Baltimore County. And count on Eyewitness News for team coverage of the house explosion. Check in with Eyewitness News for the very latest tomorrow morning, starting at 5 a.m. with Don and Marty. Several homes destroyed outside Los Angeles tonight after a small plane crashes into a mobile home park. 3 homes were set on fire after the plane hit the ground. One person was injured and was taken to a nearby hospital. The cause of the accident is under investigation. The California man shot point blank by a client in front of a courthouse is talking about the ordeal now for the first time. Take a look at the scene Friday as attorney Gerald Curry ducked behind a tree as William Stryer fires at him. It all happened outside the Van Nuys, California courthouse where TV crews were covering actor Robert Blake's murder case.
I knew I'd been shot because the blood splattered up in my face. I just instinctively just went to the ground to try to get away from it. I went down and tried to, run away and move so it would be a moving target.
Security guards tackled the shooter moments after. Stryer was booked for investigation of attempted murder. A woman who rammed her car into an arena where President Bush had just given a speech is now charged with aggravated assault on a police officer. Officials say Benita Nixon drove through a police checkpoint in South Haven, Mississippi, and slammed into the arena. The president had just gotten into a limousine at the time. No one was hurt, and the Secret Service says that Nixon did not intend to harm the president. She doesn't face federal charges, but she is expected to be arraigned tomorrow or Tuesday. Thousands of New Yorkers laced up their running shoes for this year's New York City Marathon. This year's winners hailed from Kenya. Marathon officials say more than 35,000 people signed up for today's run, including hip-hop star Sean P. Diddy Combs, who ran to raise money for a charity, and we're told he finished in about 4 hours. Is that good?
If you finish a marathon, I think that's pretty good. Both you and I were captivated by this CBS 75 spectacular, and we saw Steve McQueen's little picture pop up.
Steve, he's
and
the
we
man.
were wondering what was he in. I looked it up.
What is it?
Thankfully, we have computers and the internet here at Jay-Z. Wanted Dead or Alive TV series back in the early 60s. I had no idea Steve McQueen was on TV and in film.
Bullet.
What a difference a deer makes and a year makes. Let's get right to it, folks. Last year at this time, it was downright cold. What you see here, last days of October and the first days of this month, for last year and this year. Today we had a high of 78 degrees. Last year on this day, 49 degrees. You can see we've been much warmer. Tomorrow's forecast high, I'm giving a little bit away, but look at that. We could be 30 degrees warmer than this day last year. Is this a pattern change? Are we getting out of the cool, wet period we've been in for about 14 months now? We'll have to wait and see, but you can see the last 5 days, including tomorrow, we're about 30 degrees warmer than where we were last year. 59 outside right now at BWI. Temperatures throughout the region and the state, upper 50s to even mid-60s. And here's what we have in the atmosphere, a ridge of high pressure. It's a very strong ridge, and what it's doing is it's sending all of the warm air from Texas, from Oklahoma, and from Mexico all the way up into the mid-Atlantic states. That's why we've been warm, and with high pressure, it gives us the sinking air. That's why we've had mostly sunny skies. Pattern stays same tomorrow. Summer-like warmth in our region here in Maryland, even up towards the Big Apple. Just to the north, the Great Lakes, cool, rain, even some snow for the UP of Michigan. So here's the forecast for tomorrow. We stay in the warmth. Record high tomorrow, 78. Looks like we're going to bust that record wide open. Look for an official high of 82 degrees. Man,